Ever catch yourself doing something subtle like twirling your hair around your finger, touching your necklace, or adjusting your sleeve without even realizing it? And inside your head, you're screaming, act normal, don't give yourself away. Here's the truth. You didn't mess up. Your body is just speaking its own language. And once you learn to recognize that language, you'll understand something powerful. Attraction never shouts, it whispers. And today we're decoding those whispers, not just so you can spot them, but so you can use them to walk into any room with confidence, presence, and magnetism. Because here's what society never taught us, those nervous habits we try to suppress. They're actually sophisticated forms of communication. They're your feminine intuition made visible. And when you understand them, truly understand them, you transform from someone who accidentally broadcasts feelings into someone who intentionally commands attention. Here's what most people don't know: your body reacts before your words ever do. Psychologists call them micro movements, tiny signals that slip out when we're nervous, excited, or drawn to someone. When someone makes you feel butterflies, your voice might stay calm, but your hands, they're already fidgeting, your lips, already tugging at a smile, your feet, already pointing in their direction. That it's the subconscious in action. Research from UCLA shows that 55% of communication is body language, 38% is tone of voice, and only 7% is actual words. Think about that for a moment. That means 93% of what you're communicating has nothing to do with what you're saying. For women especially, this nonverbal communication is incredibly sophisticated. We've been socialized to be more emotionally aware, more attuned to social cues, more sensitive to the energy in a room. What many of us see as overthinking or being too sensitive is actually a superpower if we know how to use it. And here's the empowering part: once you know your own body language cues, you can transform them from nervous giveaways into intentional signals of poise and traction. But first, let's address the elephant in the room. Many of us have been taught that showing attraction is somehow wrong, weak, or embarrassing, that we should be mysterious, aloof, impossible to read. But here's what that mindset costs us: authenticity, connection, and personal power. The truth is, attraction is natural, interest is healthy. And the subtle ways your body expresses these feelings aren't flaws to be hidden. They're features to be refined. Think of a master musician. She doesn't suppress every note that isn't perfect. She learns to play each note with intention, turning even the most delicate sounds into part of a beautiful symphony. Your body language is your symphony. And today you're learning to conduct it. So let's decode the 7 most powerful signs women give off and discover how you can turn them into superpowers. Think about this. How often do you tug your sleeve, smooth a skirt, or adjust the neckline of your shirt in the middle of a conversation? Most of us do it without even realizing. And no, your outfit isn't crooked. What's really happening is self-awareness. When attraction sparks, your body wants to present its best version. It's not about fabric, it's about focus. But let's dive deeper into the psychology here. These self-grooming behaviors, which scientists call preening, are actually ancient evolutionary responses. When our ancestors encountered someone who could be a potential mate, their bodies automatically shifted into presentation mode, making sure they look their absolute best for evaluation. Today, this same mechanism kicks in when we're attracted to someone. Your nervous system gets a surge of arousal, the good kind, and suddenly you become hyper aware of how you look. That sleeve tug isn't random. It's your subconscious mind saying, this person matters to me and I want to make sure I'm presenting well. The problem comes when these movements feel frantic, desperate, or out of control. When you're yanking at your clothes or constantly adjusting, it can read as nervous energy rather than confident presentation. Here's the hack: make it deliberate. Instead of nervously tugging, smooth your blazer with intention. Instead of fidgeting, adjust with purpose. Picture this: you're in a coffee shop and someone you find attractive sits at the table next to you. The old you might nervously tug at your sweater sleeve every few minutes, feeling self-conscious and obvious. The new you wait for a natural pause in conversation, then slowly and deliberately smooth your hands down your arms, adjusting your sleeves with the kind of grace that suggests you're completely comfortable in your own skin. It's the same action, but the energy is completely different. When it's deliberate, it reads as polish, like you're at ease in your own skin, silently communicating. Yes, I know you're looking. This shift from reactive to intentional transforms everything. You're not hiding your awareness of the other person, you're owning it. You're saying, I care about how I present myself, and I'm confident enough to let you see that care in action. Advanced techniques, the slow, smooth instead of quick, jerky adjustments. Make any clothing touches slow and fluid. The pause and polish create a moment of stillness before adjusting anything, making it look thoughtful rather than reactive. The confident check. Look down at what you're adjusting with approval, not criticism. The return gaze after adjusting. Make brief eye contact, owning the moment rather than hiding from it. Remember, confidence isn't about never caring how you look. It's about caring in a way that feels intentional and self-assured rather than anxious and apologetic. Few areas of the body are as vulnerable as the neck. That's why so many of us instinctively brush fingers across it, play with a necklace, or linger near the collarbone when we're feeling something. Psychology says this is an openness signal. It's your body unconsciously saying, I feel safe being seen. But let's explore why this particular area is so significant in human attraction and communication. The neck houses some of our most vital systems, major arteries, the windpipe, nerve pathways. In evolutionary terms, exposing your neck to someone was a sign of ultimate trust. Predators and enemies attack the neck first. Showing yours meant you believed the other person meant you no harm. Today, when you touch your neck or collarbone area in someone's presence, you're tapping into this ancient vulnerability signal. But there's another layer. The neck is also an erogenous zone, rich with nerve endings. When you're attracted to someone, blood flow increases, sensitivity heightens, and you may unconsciously touch this area as a way of both self-soothing and self-stimulating. This is why neck touches can feel so intimate, because they are. You're unconsciously signaling both trust and sensual awareness. But here's where many women go wrong. When they feel that urge to touch their neck, they often do it in a way that looks nervous or insecure. Quick, fluttering touches, hunched shoulders, head tilted down as if trying to hide. But here's how to take control of that signal. If you want to project confidence, don't shrink or hunch. Lift the chin slightly. Let the neck and collarbone show openness, not nervous collapse. Imagine the difference between these two scenarios. Scenario one, you're talking to someone attractive and you feel that familiar urge to touch your neck. You quickly brush at it while looking down, shoulders hunched, as if you're trying to hide the gesture. Scenario two, you feel that same urge, but instead you slowly lift your chin, elongate your neck, and let your fingers gracefully trace your collarbone while maintaining gentle eye contact. Both gestures acknowledge attraction, but the second one owns it with elegance. That tiny posture shift transforms you from shy and closed into magnetic and self-assured. The collarbone connection, your collarbone area is particularly powerful because it's where vulnerability meets strength. It's delicate enough to signal femininity, but strong enough to suggest confidence. When you draw attention to this area through touch, through jewelry, through posture, you're highlighting both aspects of your nature. Advanced neck and collarbone techniques, the elongate. Before any neck touch, first elongate your neck by imagining a string pulling you up from the crown of your head. The slow trace, if you're going to touch your neck or collarbone, do it slowly, as if you're appreciating your own elegance, the jewelry enhancement. Use necklaces strategically. They give you a reason to draw attention to this area and provide a natural prop for elegant touches, the confident exposed. Practice sitting and standing in ways that naturally showcase your neck and collarbone without looking forced. The goal isn't to suppress these natural impulses, but to refine them. When you touch your neck with intention and grace, you're not hiding your attraction. You're presenting it as a gift. Lip balm suddenly while they're watching. A tiny lip bite mid-laugh. Pressing or tracing lips without realizing. All these little habits, they're not just nervous quirks. Lips are one of the most sensitive, expressive zones on the body. They telegraph curiosity, arousal, and anticipation before your words ever do. Let's talk about why lips are such powerful communicators. With over 40 muscles and thousands of nerve endings packed into a small area, your lips are essentially emotional broadcasters. They flush with blood when you're excited, part slightly when you're surprised, press together when you're nervous, and curve in countless subtle ways that communicate your inner state. In terms of attraction psychology, lip behaviors are particularly significant because lips are associated with intimacy, communication, and sensuality. When someone watches you touch your lips, apply lip balm, or bite them gently, they're unconsciously thinking about what it might be like to kiss you. It's primal, automatic, and incredibly powerful. But here's where most women sabotage themselves. They either suppress these natural lip behaviors, completely looking stiff and unnatural, do them in a way that seems nervous, or compulsive, frequent, quick movements that broadcast anxiety. Want to own it? Make it intentional. Apply lip gloss slowly. Pause as if you're thinking while gently touching the corner of your lip. The key is in the timing and the energy. Quick, repetitive lip touches look like nervous habits. Slow, deliberate lip attention looks like self-care and sensual awareness. Let's break down the different types of lip behaviors and how to refine them. The lip bite. This is perhaps the most recognized sign of attraction, but it can easily look either nervous or seductive depending on how you do it. A quick, hard bite looks anxious. A slow, gentle bite combined with eye contact looks contemplative and alluring. The lip touch, tracing your lips with a fingertip, can look either fidgety or sensual. The difference? Intention and speed. Quick touches look nervous. Slow touches look thoughtful. The lip balm application, this is your secret weapon. When done slowly and deliberately, applying lip balm becomes a performance of self-care and sensuality. You're essentially saying, I take care of myself and I'm not afraid to let you watch me do it. The lip press, sometimes when we're attracted to someone, we press our lips together, either to suppress a smile or because we're feeling emotional intensity. Instead of tight, anxious pressing, try a soft press followed by a slight part, as if you're about to speak but then decide to listen instead. What once looked like nerves becomes a signal of sensual calm, not desperate, not accidental, controlled, elegant, alluring. Advanced lip techniques, the contemplative touch, when you want to touch your lips, do it as if you're pondering something interesting they just said. The slow application. Turn lip balm application into a mini self-care ritual that happens to be beautiful to watch. The smile tease. Let a smile start at the corners of your mouth before allowing it to bloom fully. The thoughtful press your lips together gently as if you're savoring a thought. Then release with a soft exhale. Remember, the goal isn't to be performative or fake. It's to bring consciousness to natural behaviors so they reflect your confidence rather than your nervousness. Hands are emotional loudspeakers. Give them nothing to hold and they'll improvise, twisting a ring, playing with earrings, clinking a bracelet. Psychologists call this self-soothing behavior. It's how we channel energy when we're stirred up. Your hands are incredibly expressive parts of your body. They're constantly moving, gesturing, touching, adjusting. When you're attracted to someone, this natural expressiveness often amplifies. Your hands want to do something, anything, to release the pleasant nervous energy you're feeling. The problem comes when this energy gets channeled into repetitive, unconscious fidgeting that can make you appear anxious or distracted. But here's the opportunity. Your hands can become powerful tools of attraction when you learn to direct their energy consciously. Jewelry, in particular, gives your hands something beautiful to do. Every piece you wear can become a prop for elegant expression, but the key is transforming unconscious fidgeting into conscious grace. Now, here's the opportunity. Instead of frantic fidgeting, make movements graceful. Adjust your necklace with intention. Tuck your hair behind the ears slowly, letting your fingers graze the earring. Use your hands when you talk, not to hide nerves, but to guide attention. Let's break down different types of jewelry interactions and how to elevate them. Necklace play. Instead of nervously tugging or twisting your necklace, try the thoughtful adjustment. Slowly sliding your fingers along the chain as if you're checking that it's sitting perfectly. This draws attention to your neckline and collarbone while looking like confident self-awareness rather than nervous fidgeting. Airing touches when you tuck hair behind your ear. Let your fingers linger briefly on your earring. This creates a moment of elegant grooming that highlights both your hair and your jewelry. It's the difference between a quick, functional tuck and a graceful, feminine gesture. Ring rotation. If you're going to turn your rings, do it slowly and deliberately, as if you're admiring them. This transforms a nervous habit into a display of self-appreciation and conscious elegance. Bracelet awareness. Use bracelet adjustments as opportunities to create graceful arm movements. Instead of quick, jerky adjustments, make slow, fluid movements that showcase the natural elegance of your wrists and hands. Advanced hand and jewelry techniques. The graceful gesture. When you talk, use your hands to paint pictures in the air rather than just releasing nervous energy. Let your jewelry catch the light as you gesture. The thoughtful touch when touching jewelry. Make it look like you're checking in with pieces you love rather than fidgeting out of nervousness. The elegant adjustment. Any jewelry adjustment should look like you're taking care of something beautiful, which you are, rather than trying to calm your nerves. The confident display. Don't hide your jewelry touches. Let them be visible expressions of your attention to beauty and detail. Hands don't betray you. They elevate you when you slow them down. The secret is in the pacing. Nervous energy wants to move quickly, release tension fast. Confident energy moves more slowly, more deliberately. When you slow down your hand movements, you automatically appear more composed and intentional. Creating your hand signature. Every elegant woman develops her own signature hand movements, particular ways she adjusts her jewelry. Gestures while speaking or positions her hands at rest. These become part of her personal style, as recognizable as her laugh or her walk. Think about developing your own hand signature. Maybe it's the way you slowly slide your rings back into position. Maybe it's how you gesture with both hands when you're excited about something. Maybe it's the particular way you rest your hands when you're listening intently. When your hand movements become signature rather than reactive, they transform from nervous habits into personal style elements that make you memorable and magnetically feminine. Here's something people almost never notice. Your feet confess faster than your face. Why? Because leg and foot movements are the least consciously controlled. They tell the truth. Crossing and uncrossing, ankles tucked under a chair, shoes dipping playfully from toes. If your feet keep pointing towards someone, even when your body's angled away, you're already signaling interest. Your lower body is fascinating from a psychological perspective because it operates largely below the level of conscious awareness. While you're carefully managing your facial expressions and monitoring your hand gestures, your feet and legs are having their own honest conversation. This is why body language experts often look at feet first when trying to determine someone's true feelings. Your feet point toward what you want, move toward what excites you, and create distance from what makes you uncomfortable, all without your conscious input. In attraction situations, your lower body becomes particularly expressive. Foot direction. Your feet naturally orient toward people you're interested in, even when the rest of your body is positioned differently. This is such a reliable indicator that it's used in everything from police interviews to therapy sessions. Leg positioning. When you're attracted to someone, you often position your legs to appear more elegant or to create subtle visual interest. You might cross them at an angle that creates a pleasing line, or position them in a way that draws attention to your shoes or the curve of your calves. Ankle movements. These are often the most unconscious of all. Rotating your ankles, crossing and uncrossing them, or tucking them under your chair are all ways of releasing pleasant, nervous energy. The shoe dip. One of the most classically feminine signs of attraction is letting a shoe dip partially off your foot. It suggests relaxation, comfort, and a subtle form of undressing that signals trust and intimation. And when you know this, you can use it. Turn knees and toes intentionally toward a person. Relax into an elegant cross of the legs. Anchor your stance wide when you want to radiate authority. The key is bringing consciousness to what's usually unconscious. When you become aware of what your lower body is already doing, you can refine these movements to better serve your intentions. Strategic leg and foot positioning. The interest angle when sitting. Angle your knees and feet toward the person you want to engage with. This creates an unconscious sense of openness and availability. The elegant cross instead of tight, protective leg crossing. Practice a relaxed cross that creates beautiful lines while still maintaining appropriate boundaries. The confident stance when standing. Position your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. This creates a sense of groundedness and authority while still appearing feminine. The playful dip, if you're comfortable with subtle flirtation. The occasional shoe dip can be incredibly effective, but only when it looks natural and unforced. Advanced lower body techniques. The graceful shift. Instead of frequent position changes that can appear restless, make fewer, more deliberate adjustments that look like conscious comfort seeking. The rhythmic sway, if you're standing and talking. A gentle, subtle sway can create visual interest and suggest comfort and engagement. The attentive lean. Lean slightly forward with your whole body, not just your upper body. When someone is saying something interesting, this full body attention signal is incredibly powerful. The confident plant. When you want to make a point or show determination, plant both feet firmly on the ground. This lower body anchoring makes your words more impactful. Feet speak volumes. So why not let them write poetry? The beautiful thing about mastering lower body language is that it affects your entire presence. When you're grounded and intentional with your leg and foot positioning, your whole body appears more composed and confident. You literally create a foundation of poise that supports everything else you do. Let's be real. Nothing screams modern psychology like our phones. Ever find yourself picking it up, setting it down, flipping it over and over, but not actually using it? That's not boredom, that's nerves. Your body is looking for a decoy to channel the buzz of energy you can't hide. In our digital age, phones have become extensions of our emotional state. They're our security blankets, our conversation starters, our shields, and sometimes our weapons of mass distraction. Understanding phone behavior in social situations, especially attraction situations, is crucial for modern women. When you're attracted to someone, your phone behavior often reveals the internal conflict between wanting to appear available and wanting to have something to do with your nervous energy. This creates some telling patterns. The pick up, put down cycle. You keep picking up your phone, not because you need to use it, but because your hands need something to do. Then you put it down to seem present, then pick it up again when the nervous energy builds. The phantom check. You look at your phone even when you know there are no notifications, using it as a brief escape from the intensity of the interaction. The protective placement. You position your phone as a subtle barrier between you and the other person, creating a sense of safety and control. The performance prop. You use your phone to appear busy or important, creating an air of mystery or unavailability. The fix. Flip the phone face down. Consciously refuse the crutch. But let's go deeper than just putting it away. Your phone can actually become a tool of attractive behavior when used consciously. The confident dismissal. When someone approaches you, deliberately and slowly place your phone face down or slide it into your bag. This gesture says, "You're worth my full attention." The selective response. If your phone buzzes during conversation, glance at it briefly, then look back up and say something like "nothing important." This demonstrates both awareness and prioritization. The elegant integration. If you must use your phone during social time, do it with grace. "Excuse me for just one moment," followed by efficient handling, shows respect for both your obligations and your company. The woman who doesn't need her screen, she reads as magnetic, present, and totally unbothered. That kind of energy is irresistible. In a world where everyone is constantly distracted, the woman who can be fully present stands out dramatically. When you resist the urge to use your phone as an emotional crutch, you communicate several powerful things. Confidence. You don't need external validation or distraction to feel comfortable presence. You're engaged with the here and now rather than elsewhere priority. You've made a conscious choice about what deserves your attention maturity. You can manage your emotions without digital assistance, advanced phone mastery techniques, the strategic silence, put your phone on silent during important social interactions. The absence of buzzing and beeping creates a more intimate atmosphere. The graceful glance, if you must check your phone, do it during natural conversation pauses and always explain briefly what you're checking. The confident dismissal when choosing between your phone and human interaction, make the choice obvious and decisive. The present moment return. After any phone interaction, make clear eye contact and ask a question or make a comment that shows you're fully back in the conversation. Your relationship with your phone during social interactions says everything about your social intelligence, emotional maturity, and confidence level. Master this, and you'll stand out in a world full of distracted people. Hair is one of the most iconic tools of feminine body language: twirling, flipping, tucking again and again. In psychology, they're called preening gestures, subtle grooming signals that say, I want to be noticed. But again, intention is everything. Nervous twisting looks uncertain. Slowly tucking a lock behind your ear, that's poetry. Hair touches are perhaps the most recognized and stereotypical sign of feminine attraction, but that doesn't make them less powerful. Hair is deeply connected to femininity, sexuality, and personal identity. When you play with your hair in someone's presence, you're engaging in one of the most ancient and universal forms of attraction signaling. But let's explore why hair behavior is so magnetically attractive. Visual appeal. Hair movement catches the eye and creates visual interest. Flowing, touchable hair has been associated with health and fertility across cultures and throughout history. Sensual suggestion. When you touch your hair, you're demonstrating its texture, softness, and movement. This creates unconscious associations with intimacy and touch. Nervous energy release. Playing with hair provides a socially acceptable way to release attraction-related nervous energy while actually enhancing your appeal rather than detracting from it. Attention direction. Hair touches naturally draw attention to your face and shoulders, all areas associated with beauty and femininity. The key is transforming unconscious hair fidgeting into conscious hair artistry. Types of hair behaviors and their refinements: the hair twirl. Instead of nervous twirling that looks compulsive, try the thoughtful twirl, slowly wrapping a section of hair around your finger as if you're contemplating